What is going on? YouTube, Twitter, how you doing? PPS here, past the prop, ready to go. Thursday night football. We got a banger today. Here to break it down with my guys, Stu. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. We've been talking about this game for like 2 weeks, it feels like, obviously. A lot of Cowboys talk on the show in general. And yeah, I'm excited. We got a fantastic game to talk about. Couldn't be more pumped, honestly. It's going to be, I think, one of the better games of the year. It's probably the highest total game of the year, right? 54.5 right now. I mean, you can't really do much better than that, you know?
Yeah, no, it's a banger. It's a banger. I'm surprised it had like maybe you needed Jaden Daniels in for some of those Washington games when their defense was just shit to get like a total like this, but not seeing him come back for a little while. I don't think. But yeah, is the last. You think he is?
Unfortunately, yeah, like a dumbass. I think it's not on him. Football players should want to play. It's like when a bullpen guy wants to pitch his 5th day in a row, and it's like at some point a coach has to come in and be like, no. But that's not what we're here to talk about. But unfortunately, I do think Daniels is going to freaking start next week. His mom was saying it too as well, so she's seemingly his number one source right now. So.
Yeah. I'm good with not seeing her anymore. And guess what? Now I get fucking replaced with Diego Payava's mom on every fucking screen. Get her ass off the screen. I don't give a fuck. I'm not here. I'm watching a game. I don't need to watch her every 5 seconds. But I didn't even have a rant planned for today because I was happy because Dak's on. But now you got me on the conversation of having to see fucking moms on screens every freaking 20 seconds. We get to talk about the game yesterday or 2 days ago, right? It was the Giants Patriots. Let's talk a little bit, Stu. Any thoughts from the game there? Anything that you were surprised with? I doubt it because the Giants suck, but seeing Jackson Dart back in the lineup, kind of changes things up a little bit for you. But anything you want to talk about before we start talking about a game that really matters?
Same thing I said on the show. It's a national tragedy that they did not let Jameis Winston start in primetime in that game. Instead, we got what the NFL deserved. Someone's got to step in and make the call. Like, we need Jameis in primetime. That's what the people want. It's not what they got. So I only watched about 5 seconds of that game. So, I mean, it went exactly how I think a lot of people thought. Giants sucked. They didn't really put up much of a fight. Patriots took care of business. I was looking at like Stevenson bets, but I didn't end up pulling the trigger. He obviously had a very good game, which annoyed a lot of fantasy football people. I didn't have any bets in this one really. Had a long shot, I guess, but yeah, it was just a shitty game. So I'm not very surprised at it being a shitty game. I wish the Giants would have put up more of a fight, but that's what happens in football, I guess, when you got these bad teams on primetime at the end of the year. So, no strong takes really. Patriots did what they had to. I've been saying it for a while. Like they're going to be fun in the playoffs. I'm curious. Drake May, obviously elite downfield, great under pressure. I'm very curious to see what happens when they, get another real opponent. Because obviously, really the only big test this year, I would say, was that Bills game, and they passed it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the postseason.
Yeah, I'm ready to watch them play someone for real here soon. So we'll see how that goes. I will talk about my bet. I had Okereke over tackles. He did not get there. I believe he had 7. I was looking at it, and I need a Digbo, I think it was, had like 14 or 12. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, he even beat Brian Burns out. Like, those two usually are top of the list every single week. But obviously when you're getting cooked that bad through the air, and obviously I wasn't expecting, a punt return touchdown or kick return touchdown and then a 40-yard touchdown pass that just kind of kills those because obviously you have less drives when, you get a special teams touchdown added in there. So, yeah, it was tough, but hey, we'll get it back today.
Yeah, only thing I will say, I don't think that sideline hit was necessarily dirty on Dart because he was tiptoeing on the sidelines, which is valid. But I do think the Patriots do play kind of dirty. Like, it does look like they're kind of headhunting out there on that special teams play where they're like, oh, he's a runner. Dean Blandino, here's my fucking rant. That guy has the best fucking job in the world. You go up there, no work, no preparation. You show up every day and go, whatever those refs said, that was the right fucking call. Whatever you announcers think, wrong. Refs always right 100% of the time. I mean, what else does he do? He sits up there and goes, whatever they said out there, that, and then sometimes he goes, guys, I don't know. And then the ref says the call and he goes, yep, that's what I would have done too. It's like, what the fuck are you getting paid for? The guy probably gets what, 300 grand a year to sit in on these fucking games and just go, yeah, whatever they did out there was right. I mean, that's a dream job right there. I would love to apply for it. Maybe, get that next time out.
Yeah, no, I again, just one of those guys with just like a punchable face too. Just like, you just want to punch him through the screen, and then you hear him talk, and you're like, I still do want to punch him in the face.
Yep.
So, sometimes when you have a guy that has a punchable face and they're like cool, you're like, oh, I can work. I don't want it anymore. And now it's like, now I really want to, right? It's like Sirianni, bro. It's like Sirianni.
Yeah. Good call.
But no Eagles slander in here today, I promise. We just gonna be talking about that Cowboy hype train coming through the building here. I do want to get some stuff out of the way. We will. I don't know how we're gonna do this weekend show. We'll figure it out. I don't know if that might be like a Sunday morning thing. Maybe I don't know. I know we're both busy. I got a wedding on Friday, and it starts at 2:00. So unfortunately, I don't think that that one's gonna work this week. But make sure again you guys are following over on Twitter and over here as well, and we'll try to figure out a time the next couple of days here, figure it out because obviously we got some good games coming up this week. Stu, I gotta talk to you a little bit here. What's how's the best ball doing? This is the last week. How's that best ball lineups doing? We got some contenders, we got some chances, or what's up?
Yeah, I haven't really checked, honestly. I haven't really checked. I guess, do that after the show. But for me, all best ball money is a sunk cost, and I'll just go look at it at the end and be like, how'd I do? I don't care about the sweating part. I just like the drafting. I just like the fun part, I guess. So I don't know. I like to open my underdog when the season ends and go, oh shit, $800. Let's go. Like that's just what happened. It's like, oh, we got a little boost. Like I'll probably break even, maybe make a couple because I play a lot of those small contests and stuff as well. Where it's pretty, if you just place like top, whatever, you can get some money back or whatever. But yeah, I really don't know. My regular fantasy is actually going well for the first time in a while, where I'm actually probably going to make some solid money in just regular fantasy leagues. Where that's kind of actually the first time in years I've actually paid attention to it. I just beat the fucking 11-1 dude last week in my league, solo first place now going into the playoffs. So and hey, guess who I'm riding with, baby? Dak Prescott starter, Drake May on the bench. It's been a crazy rotation back and forth. Pickens as well.
Send him to the bench, bro.
Double stacks.
Send him to the bench.
Oh, you already know who's starting this week. Dak's been in that lineup since the second these fucking things opened on Monday at 6 a.m. I put him in there. I'm ready to go. I'm not missing Dak this week. I know we're getting 4 touchdowns, 400 yards, and I want that bonus. So I'm excited. But yeah, I should probably look into the best ball, honestly, a little bit more. I do know I have a shit ton of Rico Dowdle, so I was like, that was looking good for a little bit there. So we'll see what happens.
I have one that is just like, so you have like your cashing ones that are in the second place, on DraftKings. I have one that is just, I'm at like 2,100 points, bro. Like I'm like cooking dudes. And I looked at that roster and I'm like, how did this get assembled at this point in the year? And I'm like, dude, I don't want to count the eggs before they hatch, but Love, Burrow, and Darnold at QB. I'm rolling Chase Brown, McCaffrey, Charbonnet at running back. And then listen to who my receivers are, bro. Pickens, Abuka, JSN. Like, I'm fucking loaded, bro. Ooh. And that's not even counting that I got my boy Ferguson in like every single fucking lineup. I got Ferguson. The boy Waller who's back. We're going to make a run here. Hopefully we can push towards the top in a single entry.
Oh, true. Waller's clutch. You get that touchdown too. Yep. For me, the other last minute guy I need is Tanner Monungai because I got a ton of him, and now he's cooking. Last week, a bunch of points. Kyle, right? Yeah, Kyle. Yeah, Tanner. That must be the back.
Tanner Gordon, maybe, or Tanner something. I'm trying to think of Tanners in the NFL right now.
McKee, the Eagles backup, right? Isn't that his name? But it's been on the mind. Ben Schertz, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no,
that guy. No Eagles slander, bro.
I know.
Just said no Eagles slander.
I had to toss it in there. But no, yeah, Monungai's been crazy. I mean, in this little ending portion, it's perfect time. So I would love if he could just keep getting those touchdowns and keep, getting at least a starting role in that lineup, because I got him in my regular season. I might have to bench Ibuka for fucking Monungai because Ibuka hasn't done anything in like a couple weeks. Maybe with Baker back, it should light up again, but we'll see.
I mean, that's a good thing. Are you starting him? Are you starting him?
Who? Which one?
Monungai?
Nah, he's been on the bench.
I have him this week on my bench too, as of right now, and I'm like, if Devin Neal gets to start, I'll play him. If not, I'm gonna have to play Monungai against my Packers. But it's gonna be a fun game, but we'll talk about it. Whew, oh, Trail Sue is talking about that Eagle slander. Yeah, we I think we had 12. We had 12 from June. We had 11 from June to October, and then this is one of my good buddies. I'm standing up in this one, so it's yeah. We were at. My wife was stood up in 6. I stood up in 4, and hey. Wow. That's why we need those Dak Prescott tickets to hit. This thing is taking my money, bro. Let's get that Dak Prescott MVP. That'll pay it all off. That's all I'm saying. But let's get this rolling here, Stu. We get to talk about, game of the week, probably, even if we count Sunday games. Cowboys +3 at the Lions, over under at 54.5. We're heading out to Ford Field here. Talk to me. What are our thoughts here on this spot? Pick a side for me, and let's get this thing rolling.
Yeah, you already know what side I'm on. I took the Cowboys +3. It was actually even money as well, +100, which is like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know who's dying to bet Lions -3. But yeah, I like the Cowboys here. It's the same kind of logic I've had these last couple weeks, which is like the Cowboys can play with anyone on offense. Like that offense is clearly top 3, probably better than that, right? So I'm just confused on what is giving the Lions so much respect here. I did a pretty big deep dive into this game last night, and I have a couple theories on why this is the case. One, the Lions have been really shit on 4th and 3rd down recently. They're normally elites, and they've been really bad. To me, I expect to see some regression there, but that's also something that's a natural symptom of losing a guy like Sam Laporta and then now losing a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? Because if they're so focused on that high-level run game and you don't have those short yardage weapons, then it's going to be harder just flat out to convert on those plays because the defense is way less worried about Tom Kennedy and freaking Anthony Ferkser, who's not going to touch the ball. So it's one of those situations where we've seen a decline in the efficiency in those circumstances, but I'm not necessarily expecting it to get much better going forward. And then the other thing is the Lions defense pretty much across the board is pretty underrated. I think that's what a lot of like schedule weighted DVOA, they're like top 5, which is insane to think about watching this team. But I think a lot of it lies on the pressure rate. If they're going to be able to make Dak uncomfortable, a lot of teams have tried and failed to do that this year. But I think that's a lot of it, what it will come down to. And here's the thing. If you want to get pressure and you're not getting pressure with 4, you have to blitz. Or maybe you got to even stack the box a little and try to avoid the run or whatever. Like, you're going to have to put more guys in situations to do that. And what happens when you do that is you have one-on-one opportunities with either George Pickens or CeeDee Lamb. And that's a pretty impossible spot for a defense, especially a defense that plays more man coverage than any team in the league, which we'll be talking about a little bit later. So overall, I've been trying to find reasons to like the Lions, right? Because I like the Cowboys in this game. And once I saw this was 3 a week ago, I bet it. And I'm just really not getting there. You know what I mean? Even trying pretty hard to find reasons to like them. I think this game should be a pick'em. It feels like a pick'em game to me. Lions are at home. I get that. But these are the 2 best. I mean, Cowboys the best dome team in football right now. I mean, I'm sure they'll feel pretty comfortable up there.
They'll be happy, bro. Let's come play fast.
Yeah. So, when I go through it, I find myself back at the Cowboys. I think the other thing is people just go like the run can't go forever. You beat both the Super Bowl teams last year. I think that's at some human level kind of fair. But I mean, I just think the Cowboys are rolling. I think they're going in the right direction. And the Lions have played more players than any team in football this year. 65 guys. I mean, they are getting fucked by injuries. It's unfortunate, but that's what the circumstances are in this game. And I think the Cowboys are going to take advantage. So that's my breakdown. I think the Cowboys win outright. For the over-under, I can't bet an under in this game. But if you put a gun to my head and told me over-under, I'd probably lean the under. Just because the Lions have to. If you think the Cowboys are going to win, like the Lions have to do their part too. You know what I mean? And I don't know if their offense is as good as it was earlier in the year when they're putting up these 35 bombs, especially with freaking Tom Kennedy instead of Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I like the Cowboys. That's the side for me.
Well, Tom Kennedy, wide receiver 2, right?
Yeah, behind J-Mo the GOAT.
Yeah. I mean, I think just not to be like a chalky guy and copy you on this one, I'd probably just take the over, bro. I'm seeing 35 from Dak, so it don't matter. I just need a little extra. Give me 20. Give me some field goals. You know the Lions ain't gonna kick them, but you're gonna maybe go for it on 4th and 20. That's also my other thing I got to bring up here is the Lions keep going for it on like 4th and 5, 4th and 6, and you literally don't have the 2 guys that do that. Like those are what they do. Yeah. Like that's why it's like I remember who I was watching, but they were saying when you're doing the analytics, you got to do it every single time so the numbers make sure that you end up at like whatever 54%, whatever it is. I don't remember what it was that they were talking about. And I'm like, well, are we gonna not take in the fact that your 2 best pass catchers are fucking out? Like, why are we going for it? I know J-Mo dropped it, and that drop really kind of cost him in the Packer game, and everybody will say that. But that's not the routes he usually runs, bro. He's not running those. He's running the ones down the field quite a bit. He's having to do the other routes now, right? So it's out of his comfort zone. Jared Goff had some pressure. And, yes, should a play have been made? Probably. But now it'll go back on you, and we've missed what? 10 straight? 10 straight, I think it was, 4th downs, something like that I saw on TV. It was like 8 or 9, maybe 10. It's just tough because now you don't have those short yardage dudes, right? Those are the guys that get open quick. And obviously J-Mo's fast, but he's like, that only you need a little bit of time for him to beat the guy, right? So you don't have that shimmy that Amon-Ra has, and that's obviously really big. So it's tough to go against the Cowboys, bro. And the thing is too is you still have Dan Campbell calling plays, right? We still have to deal with all that shit. Right. And it just hasn't worked, bro. He started calling plays during the Giants game, right? I think that was his first one. And they almost lost. They almost lost at home. They should have lost. They should have lost that game. And their defense gave up almost 500 yards to fucking Jameis and company, right? So it's like that was your last dome game there at home. You gave up almost 500 yards to the Lions. Or 500 yards to the Giants. And now you're probably playing the hottest team in football, bro. Like, pick your poison, man. I don't think the fun part is everybody's kind of talking divas now with, I won't say it because he's on the Eagles and everybody kind of talks. I said no Eagles hate, but like people, bring up divas and ask them for stuff. It actually looks like CeeDee Lamb and Pickens are both having a good ass time out there for each other. Yeah. And that's cool to see because a lot of times, when you have one guy eating and the other guy's not, they don't give a shit, dude. They're just kind of going. And it's like, well, guess what? When Dak completes 25 passes a game, both you guys going to eat. Ferguson's going to eat. Everybody's going to get their own because they're throwing the ball that much. So, it's just a fun team to watch. And, like, again, the best part of this whole thing, I don't have to hear Jerry Jones talk. That is the best part of this run. Have you noticed he hasn't talked shit? He hasn't said anything. I haven't seen anything on him, which is great. It's great. That was the reason I didn't like the Cowboys because of him, and he was just annoying. Now he's not talking. Dak's doing Dak. He's still Walter Payton Man of the Year. Like, how you cheer against this guy? Get him going. Let's get it rolling. And, I think we're going to cash some tickets.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm ready to go. This is a great game. I think it's going to be fantastic. The final thing I'll say is if you do like the Lions side, I think I would parlay like Lions and under like 48.5 or under 44.5 and go. Because if they win, it's got to be on the ground. Like with no Amon-Ra and Laporta, like you're not out dueling, that trio with just J-Mo. It's just not going to work. So we saw it last week, even down, they're running. I think if they win, their path is game control, keeping the ball on the ground, slow, ugly game. And I don't think they're going to necessarily succeed in that, obviously. But I think if you do like the Lions, that's how I'd probably play. Get some like nice plus money there because I think their path is just making it really ugly.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad shout because I saw they were down 10 with 8 minutes left, and we are running fucking draws. What the fuck are we doing, bro? Like, what are we doing? Let's run it up the middle, inside zone on fucking 6 minutes left, down 10. What the fuck? At home, you were getting booed by your own fucking team, and your team's in like was the best team in the NFC last year, and you're getting booed by your hometown fans on Thanksgiving, bro. Damn. Big fall off. I think the Dan Campbell, the aura he had now is kind of falling down a little bit. It's starting to, start evaporating. I know they're hurt and stuff, but like, I did not think there was a day that he's just going to call these plays and they're just going to suck. Right? There's like, you shouldn't have to, if you're not talking about the play calling, that means you're doing a good job, right? If we're talking about it, then you probably sucked at it. So I'll kick it over to you, Sue, to start us off. We got some bangers today. I'll let you take it away.
Sounds good. Yeah, just giving the show another little bump here. If you're joining us right now, drop any questions you have. If you're here late, obviously we're a little early, drop them in the comments below. Afterwards, we'll get to them. But yeah, I'm ready to go. We got a fantastic game. I'm going CeeDee Lamb, longest reception over 25.5, -115 over on DraftKings right now. I would play this one up to 26.5. I think that's probably where it ends up closing. We just even see Pickens at 26.5 as well there. And what I'll say is I think at the beginning of the year, there was pretty clear-cut roles. CeeDee Lamb, versatile slot, move all over the board, kind of be that weapon, and George Pickens be that downfield field stretcher, right? Well, that's not what we have anymore, especially after that Lamb injury. Pickens started doing absolutely everything, right? And he still is. Ever since Lamb came back, it's not changing. Slants, they're using him over the middle. They're using both of these guys as absolute weapons. And in this game, I think we're going to see a lot of mismatch hunting, right? Because when you look at the secondary for the Lions, they have one good player. His name is DJ Reed. I've been a longtime DJ Reed fan, actually, with the Jets. There were times where I even was on record saying I thought he was better than Sauce Gardner. And I think that could maybe even end up being correct in the long run. But we'll see. We'll see. But either way, I think Reed's underrated. Right now, PFF has him as like the 38th best corner out of, 150 or whatever. So above average, pretty good. The problem is they've been using Reed to shadow, right? Last week, though, he shadowed freaking Romeo Doubs, which is kind of weird when Christian Watson is the clear number one. And in the past, like even earlier in the year, like, yeah, I had Jerry Jeudy. Is like, I don't know. He's shadowing, but it's not like a high level Christian Gonzalez necessarily. I think it's like a tier down. But when I look at this game, and even season, Reed has played a little on the slot years past, but he's an outside guy, right? And what we like about CeeDee Lamb the most is he's going to be moving all over the place. And to me, I think there's a clear guy that is going to be targeted again this week. His name is Amik Robertson. He's 5'8". I believe he's the shortest listed corner in football at the moment. And he's gritty. I'm a fan of anyone that can make it to the highest level like that, undersized, proving people wrong. But at the end of the day, this is a real tough matchup for him, right? You got 6'2" CeeDee Lamb and 6'3" George Pickens. And they're going to be hunting him. Last week, Wicks crushed him. And then guess what? That Christian Watson go ball, 1v1 Amik Robertson. That's where they beat him as well. I think that's the matchup they're going to be hunting the most. Terrion Arnold is out. People are kind of making a big deal of that. He sucks. I think Rocky.
Yeah, I was one him playing. Get him back in the game, bro.
I'm kind of with you. I think Rock Ya-Sin is just as good on the outside. I think Rock Ya-Sin will see a decent amount of Pickens when they are lined up 1v1 on the outside right there. And I just think they're going to use Lamb, motion, slot, get him 1v1 versus Robertson, get him these mismatches and find him down the field. Because when I think of this year for CeeDee Lamb, I'm not even thinking that positively. Like, he's had a good year, but we've had a bunch of notable drops. Pickens has been the better guy so far this year. And then you look at the game log and you go, oh shit, he still had a fucking 30-yard catch in 8 of 9 games this year. Like, he's been so consistent to this number that I was almost kind of shocked because the memory in my head is still dropping at a couple deep balls versus the Eagles and a couple close calls that could have been bombs. But even with those close calls, even with, some of these hiccups, he's still hit this number over 25.5 in 8 of 9 games, which is awesome. And it's very good to see that he's kind of not only doing it in the good matchups, but taking advantage of the bad matchups. What I like about the matchup as well, the Lions have a big problems with explosive plays. They play the most man coverage in football at 42% coming into the week. And guess what? I mean, both of these wide receivers, both Lamb and Pickens, are top 5 in yards versus man coverage this year, especially despite the fact that Lamb has played multiple less games than Pickens. He's only 2 spots behind him right there. Both of these guys crush man coverage. They both crush single high safety coverage. And honestly, we've seen rough matchups. You got the Fangio zone, you got the 2 high shell of the Chiefs. Those are not matchups where I would be betting guys to go over their longest reception. He's crushed it. When you look at the Lions in the past, they've had their whole secondary room injured. No DJ Reed earlier in the year. They still played league high rates of man coverage against teams like the Chiefs earlier in the year. So they don't care that their guys are injured. They're going with their defensive philosophy. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to be one-on-one. In my opinion, that is not smart. I would not be doing that against the Cowboys. I don't think your guys are going to win enough, but they're a team that sticks to their guns more than anyone else, and they play their style of football, and we've seen that consistently. So even if they do see more zone, which like a lot of teams play against the Cowboys, obviously we've seen CD crush zone as well. We've seen a ton of success there, but frankly, I just think the Lions are going to, stupid or not, I think they're going to stick to what got them here over these last couple of years and play that man aggressive 1v1, try to blitz, try to make Dak uncomfortable. And maybe you have some success early on, but you just need one. You know what I mean? You really just need one. And Dak obviously leads the league in catchable throw rate. He also leads the league in catchable throw rate beyond 20 yards down the field as well. So not only is he accurate in the short and intermediate, he's crushing it. The final thing I'll say, the Lions have allowed the 3rd lowest explosive rushing rate and the 3rd highest explosive passing rate on the season. They are a clear pass funnel. Even though the rushing unit hasn't been as elite as it was last year, DJ Reader, even Hutchinson, they've got good guys down there in the trenches that are great run stoppers. And I mean, we're going to see Javonte 15 carries. He's got it in 4 straight games. It's probably going to happen again, but the carries are intelligent. They're used to set up the play action. It's a piece of the puzzle, and Schottenheimer has been cooking this year. So when I look at this matchup, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't want to back CeeDee Lamb to do what he's done in all but 1 games this year. I think this is a fantastic offensive environment. We have a 54 total in a dome. I think sparks are going to be flying, and I think CeeDee Lamb's just going to continue to take advantage.
I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun game. I'm gonna be over in this. I don't know why. My bad. I gotta get rid of these. I don't know why they put these timers now on this. Like, I don't know if you noticed that. It puts like a 10-second timer on my thing on there. Keep it on there, bro. StreamYard doing too much out here. They put too much out here. So I'm rolling with Dak and Ferguson. I think I was going back through my plays and I'm like, oh shit, I've kind of played Dak Ferguson together almost every single time that I've rolled with them. And the reason why is the dude is as consistent as they come, number 2 in the NFL in terms of receptions as a tight end. Of course, Trey McBride doesn't even count, bro. That dude's on another fucking planet. That guy's on another fucking planet, bro. Like, that dude's guaranteed 11 targets a game. And my God, he fucking deserves it. So I just wanted to look at, once we got, I would say Cowboys 2.0, which is when, CD came back, right? When CD came back and you saw George Pickens actually turn into a number 1 as well. So now you got 2 number 1s. Since then, guess what? Obviously, there was that Denver game where every single person sucked, right? Every single person on that team sucked. You're in Denver. It was a horrible matchup. After that, it's 6 targets a game, right? Over 25 and 3 of 4 hit 50 in 2 of those, right? I mean, this dude is just as consistent as they come in terms of targets, right? Some of these games you see CD go for his 100 and Pickens have, 60 or 70, and then they just kind of switch off. Ferguson really doesn't switch off. Ferguson is pretty much, hey, you know what we're doing. We're making stuff happen over the middle. And I love that you talked about the man coverage stuff here, because what I love is when they run the 2-minute drill, dude, it's Jake Ferguson time, bro. Like, it is awesome to watch, because I think exactly what you said. They're going to have to start sending the house a little bit. I think they have to make Dak uncomfortable, because we just watched it, bro. You give Dak like 3 seconds, that shit's 20 yards down the field and it's money. You got to make him uncomfortable. I like to see him using his legs, because that just helps me out a little bit more in these Ferguson ones, because obviously his routes are a little bit shorter and he can make something happen. I've really liked to see the yards after the catch as well. Everybody's kind of been watching the Ferguson stiff arm. He's been throwing dudes. He's been running down the sideline. He just takes guys and chucks them. I love to see that. Obviously, he's my Badger, so we love to see it. But But when you have Dak and he's throwing the ball, in these 4 games, right? Obviously, I'll count Arizona in there. Dak has hit 250 in 4 straight games. And these last 3 have been the ones that really kind of propelled him into that MVP race because this dude is just chucking the ball, right? It's 33, 36, 39 attempts in there. But he's pushing the ball downfield, which opens up the middle, right? He's had a 51-yard completion last week, 47 the week before. Like, he is getting the ball down the field and beating those guys over the top, which just opens up the middle even more, right? Because we started seeing teams kind of come in a little bit when it was, just one-on-one with Pickens, or they'd have to have a guy over the top, and then it's Ferguson as the 1 and 2. Now you have to put a lot of effort into both of those number ones on the outside. Well, you still got a guy who's, like I said, number 2 in the NFL in terms of tight end reception. So Ferguson's been my guy. I'm not going away from him here. You just look through his game log, dude. It's just consistency. And obviously the time when CD was out, 12, 14 targets. So he has carried the heavy load when you need him to. I just think Dak's going to have to do his thing out here. And I think people are starting to catch the buzz on around there too in the Cowboys locker room where it's like, why would I not want the ball in his hands right now? Like, this is a guy playing at the highest level of quarterback skills right now, and I love to watch it. So keep doing your thing. I think this is going to absolutely smoke him, and hopefully Ferguson goes for 100 because he's on my fantasy team too.
Yeah, no, I like the correlation, obviously. I remember, just a couple weeks ago, you got this at, 225 for Dak, and we're both sitting here like, how is that even, possible?
With 4 catches. With 4 catches.
Yeah.
Now 4 catches is minus 375 for Ferguson because this dude's just an absolute tank.
Yeah. And yeah, Ferguson's just been the epitome of consistency so far this year. He's just always there, dependable, like you said, under pressure, especially those 2-minute drill situations. And yeah, I mean, the Lions are going to get a little aggressive. They're going to try to make you uncomfortable. And that's, I think, where I think he could honestly have one of those 30-yard catches out of nowhere. Because I know he's been a receptions, not a yards guy this year. There hasn't been a ton of yak. But remember, those games he dominates are the zone heavy ones a lot of the times. If you match him up one-on-one, which teams don't do against the Cowboys because they're we don't want to play man against you. But once again, the Lions are the Lions. So I think they're going to do it anyway. You could just rip up one, right over the middle, just one of those 30-yard kind of catches, breakaway, no safety help over the top. And yeah, I mean, I like the upside here. I haven't even looked at his touchdown. I bet it's awful just because the total is going to make every touchdown awful. But I like him in the red zone as well. I'm a big Ferguson man. He's even been throwing some real nice blocks recently as well. So definitely.
All right, I'm on FanDuel right now, Stu. I want you to guess.
Oh, boy.
And Jake Ferguson in this game is the 7th highest. He has the 7th worst odds to score a touchdown here. What do you think it is? There's 6. There's 6 people higher than him in this game.
Yeah, plus 130.
Close, 145.
Okay.
Pickens 125. CD 115. Jamison Williams 100 plus 100. Montgomery's minus 120. Holy fuck. Javante's minus 140. And Gibbs is minus 260. Fuck, man. Give me that Dak touchdown, bro. Give me that Dak rushing touchdown again, dude.
That's probably not good either, but
700.
Okay, that's actually if you asked me to guess, I would have said 450. So that's actually, I don't mind 700 at all. I think that's actually pretty solid. But yeah.
And you got it last week, bro. You got it last week.
Oof, yeah. Touchdowns are impossible. As someone actually just commented about Tesla, I actually told you before the show, I was looking at Tesla touchdown just because he's a red zone demon. It's plus 170. I bet at 450 last week or whatever. I'm not betting 170. I know I'm
155 on FanDuel. 155 on FanDuel for Tesla touchdown.
Yeah. So that's rough, but I do like this. I like yards. Like you said in your thing right here, 87% of snaps. He was out there all the time. He was just a ghost in the first half, but finally
he was horrible. I was seeing all these tweets where's Tesla? Where's Tesla? Yep. Where's Tesla? And then he gets his touchdown, makes everybody happy. But he had what? How many targets did he have? He did not have that many targets. I swear I didn't hear his name get talked about at all.
But that's my problem with Tesla has always just been he was a low usage player in college. He was not a wide receiver 1 in college, and he wasn't a short yardage guy either. He was a big play, it kind of reminded me of the profile of like Luke McCaffrey a little bit, where it's just like all over the place, like had some big plays, had some good hands plays, but the preseason, same thing, a couple really nice bombs, really nice highlight reel plays, actually like amazing catches. He's got hands, but it's like, are you going to do all the little things? And at 27.5, I don't think you necessarily have to, especially with a lot of attention on JMO. So I like the number. But it is tough for me, man, just because Tesla, like, I wonder how many times he even got 50 yards in call. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't dominant at all. So I don't know. It's interesting. I'm kind of curious to see how it goes. But yeah, longest reception would be kind of on my I guess card to look at as well.
Do we just need to take the plus 700 because it's Stu's boy, or what? Do you just have to click the plus 700 or what?
I like it. Deciding between Flournoy and what do you call it? And Turpin is going to make me sad because I actually fuck it. Let's run them both. You know what I mean? That might be the move. I'm hyped for this game. I might just run them both because Flournoy sneakily still plays. He's out there, gets involved. Although he did have a drop or like it was a hard catch. I don't think you'd rule it as a drop. But when I see stuff like that for limited-ish like role players, they get in, they have a chance, and they don't take advantage. It makes me a little bit less hyped to go back to them. That route might just go to Turpin next time. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I'm just looking right now. 1, 2, 3. Last year, his senior year or final year, Tesla went over 60 yards 3 times and over 5 catches twice. He averaged 3 catches a game for about 40 yards. So those are guys that, you know, the Lions overdraft, and they're normally kind of right. They have good analysis. They have good, scouting, but Tesla's scary. He's just a weird profile. You know what I mean? Like guys in college that I saw do it, that I saw post those dominant seasons, at least I know that's in their bag. We don't know what's in Tesla's bag. Like besides one-handed catches and toe taps on sidelines, which is impressive. But I just don't know what that's going to translate that to, you know, and I think we kind of saw a sample last week is just a lower usage player that will pop up with some splash plays every once in a while. So that's why like longest or touchdown would kind of be my thoughts, but I can't bet touchdown from at plus 150. That's crazy.
Perfect. I don't think we see any other questions. Yeah, I know it's going to be one of the worst games ever. Hopefully 27 sacks for Cleveland and bring me to the promised land because I got 50 piece by Seattle's defense last week, bro. They scored 50 fucking points last week with what? Four picks, 5 sacks, defensive touchdown, under 100 yards allowed. What the fuck? I deserve it. Give me that Cleveland D, baby. Let's go. Run it up. Let's get 10 sacks this week. Yeah, honestly, it could happen because Cam Ward's been just running for his life. And I love it because these quarterbacks just like think that running for it and losing 1 yard is positive because they were going to lose 10. Still a sack, baby. Still counts as a sack. Put that on the book. We need that shit. We need every sack we can get from that Cleveland defense.
Yeah, I wish Word would have ran a little bit last week, but that's neither here nor there. I actually kind of like that game. I'll watch that one. I mean, 2 young guys like that. I always like to see the little narrative. They train together before
they hate each. Yeah, I like their little trash talk. No, I think, dude, Cam. That's why I'm worried about Cam Ward kind of going crazy a little bit.
I mean, hey, I wish he would have showed up last week. He fucking slept walked through that game. So, I mean, I don't know. Jaguars are a much worse defense than the Browns, and they made him look silly. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I don't know how the Browns wouldn't be favorites, in my opinion, but we'll see what happens.
Hypothetically, because I have this in a league that I don't, that has no money involved. I have the Denver defense and Cleveland defense. Who are you starting this week? Denver is playing Vegas in Vegas.
Oh my God, I'd play. Well, that's kind of impossible. I mean, you
should be able to flex 2 words.
You should be able to flex a defense for this, so you can double. How funny would that be? Double defense. Well, the thing is, they're both gonna be good.
Yeah, I know that's what makes it
16 times though. So like sacks might be safer than. I mean, I'd probably just play the Browns because they're elite, but like. Broncos might sack Gino like 42 times. It might be
10. I think they had 10 last time they played them. So
that's what do you call it? That's you got a bunch of good options there. You know, I wouldn't be too worried about that. I'd probably play the Browns, I guess, but you know.
Yeah, go Browns. Let's do it. Let's go through a quick recap here, Stu. And if you guys have any other questions, drop them in the chat. We got 112 of you guys in here live with us this morning. We appreciate you. I'll kick it over to you to start us off, Stu.
Sounds good. We got CD Lamb, longest reception over 25.5, -115 over on DraftKings, and I would play this up to 26.5.
Awesome. And I'll be rolling with Dak, 250, Ferguson, 25 receiving yards at -110. Let's do it. Let's run it back and keep that MVP train alive there with Mr. Dak Prescott. Let's go.
Yeah, and I mean for long shots, it's like, how do you even have long shots in a game with a 54
it's crazy.
total? Everything is. I like Flournoy touchdown 700. I'll probably put a couple bucks on that. Also, I just checked. MGM has his yards at 10.5, and everyone else has 14. So if you want a little value and you have MGM, probably Hard Rock and 365 also. It's probably worth a couple bucks just because you'll get a little CLV there. But yeah, I like Flournoy. I think that's a good look. But I mean, beyond that, I don't know how you even find I guess Tom Kennedy, we were talking about him a little bit. He obviously stepped up as the slot guy. You know how valuable the slot is in this offense. So I think that could be something to look at. And then maybe the other one is I kind of mentioned this to you before, Jahmyr Gibbs, maybe like 30-plus yard catch, 40-plus yard catch, something like that. Gibbs is going to need to single-handedly carry this game if they want to win. Same with Gibbs, 100 rush yards, 2 touchdowns kind of thing. Those are kind of the parlays I would try to build because you just got to stick to a specific script. But we talked about it. Those Packers have really good linebackers. But guess what? I mean, star of the show, Logan Wilson, baby. Let's get him one-on-one versus Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr's taking that motherfucker to the house. So all I'm saying, if you can get that mismatch, even Overshown with, his banged up knee a little bit, not quite as fast. I mean, Gibbs is going to have to do something big. So I think that's maybe what I'd look. I have no clue what the prices even would be for something like, I don't think I've ever played a running back 30, 40-yard catch before. But hey, if anyone can, do it and take it to the house, we just saw freaking JT get that 35-yarder last week. So, I got faith in Gibbs.
Yeah, this would be the week to do it after a bounce back. Like I said, I talked about on the show. I don't remember who brought it up, but I'm like, dude, these are like the only 2 backers I would take to try and keep up, like at least keep it close with Gibbs. And I think Gibbs still had 4 catches. He didn't get any explosives because there was someone there always, right? There was someone there always with Edrin Cooper. He's just an absolute tank. But all I'm saying,
ooh,
Dak Prescott's got that. I'm gonna find a way to bet a long shot on him. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. It might be 4 tutties, but we'll see.
I think I would play that too, honestly, the touchdowns. But okay, I'm actually going to lock it in. We'll go official right here. We're going to go Jahmyr Gibbs, 30-plus yard catch, plus 700 for a quarter unit. 700 is good. That's a 365 has that. I don't know if anyone else will right now, but closer to game time, FanDuel should. But yeah, we're going to lock that in because, I see the upside. You got to find that mismatch there. It's a little crazy, for a running back, but like I said, you want to lock that in. You want to find that. Like, I'm just trying to think of ways for the Lions to win, and I don't think it's Tom Kennedy. You know what I mean? Maybe Tesla Bomb. That's live, but the prices are caught up as well. So I think Gibbs isolating those linebackers, beating them one-on-one, and taking one deep. I think that could be very, very fun. So yeah, we're going to get a little crazy for it. I need some Lions bets. I've been just trying to figure out, like, if I think the Cowboys are going to do all this, the Lions have to respond in some way, but it's just tough. I think Gibbs could be the answer there.
Dak Prescott, 4 touchdowns is plus 680 on FanDuel right now. Holy shit. That is pushing up there. Let me take a peek on some of my other ones there. I kind of like that, bro. Even though obviously I don't expect it to happen when you're having to go like that, when you're going for that many touchdowns. I don't like, dude. I keep getting these messages too about people doing these each half things. I can't do that shit, bro. I can't do that. Even in a game like this, I just don't think I can do that. Even in this, where I just be like, I don't know. That just seems a little off. I can get plus 225 on 3 touchdowns. That feels pretty good. For Dak. So maybe I'll just play like that. Since you got the big boy there, I don't think I can beat it anyway. I'm going to going back to my old reliable Dak, 3 touchdowns. I can get plus 2. Let me see here. I'm plus 225 for that. And I will take that happily. I don't know if you saw this too. But on FanDuel right now, Jared Goff, 3 passing touchdowns is lower odds than Dak, 3 passing touchdowns. Plus 180 to 225, which I think is just crazy, bro.
Yeah, I do not agree with that. I mean, I don't. I even think in terms Lions red zone defense hasn't been good this year, especially recently. And I mean, just on the ground, who's more likely to vulture a touchdown? Is it freaking Gibbs Monty on the ground, or is it Javonte? It's probably Gibbs Monty, you know.
Yeah, when
So
they have minus 140 and minus 260 to score, you know.
yeah. Well, Gibbs is probably scoring. Yeah, you do the on the ground. Minus 260. Monty's only playing freaking 20% of snaps these days. I want to play Monty unders, but it's like I think Campbell's going to try to get these boys fired up to run the ball. So that could be more Monty as well. But you know, who knows? Who knows what is going through Dan Campbell's head? Honestly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anything else from you, Stu, before we get out of here today and get hyped up for this Thursday night football game?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we talked as much as you can really talk about this game. I think we kind of nailed most of the position groups and everything. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to drop them. We'll get to them at some point before the game starts. And yeah, I'm just pumped for this one. I think it's going to be a fantastic football game. I'm curious, to see these final injury reports. Maybe Kirby Joseph gets back. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I mean, I assume Amon-Ra's out. He's doubtful, but, maybe have another prop or two out here. But yeah, just pumped for this one. Should be an awesome game. And yeah, let's get Dak that win. Let's get that +3, and let's get that MVP ticket just one step closer to the finish line.
Yeah, dude, all I'm saying, we got this game, prime time. Everybody's watching Thursday. Then they get the Vikings on Sunday night football, bro. They get the Vikings Sunday night in Dallas.
I'm sorry to even speak this into existence, but how funny would this be? How funny would it be if after all year, freaking JJ McCarthy is the guy that crushes your dreams? I know it's fucked up to say, but
this guy,
out of all the people, you beat
both
Super Bowl teams. You beat the winner of the NFC last year. You're the hottest team in football. And you look across the room, across that field, and you see 9 over there, and 9 takes you down. I mean, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh my God!
You're lucky. Brosmer isn't good, because maybe it could have been Brosmer to crush your dreams, but he's actually the only guy apparently on the planet worse than JJ McCarthy. So or Desmond Ridder. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. I just see 8. It's already open at 8. Holy fuck, dude!
For the Cowboys, yeah, that's funny.
On ESPN, but I just looked at that. So you got back-to-back primetime games. Then they get the Chargers at home, and then you get to go to Washington on that Netflix game for the Netflix game on there. So again, it's the perk of being on the Cowboys, right? You get these big time games. I usually didn't like it, but now I do, because obviously I'm invested. So we're invested in Dak. So keep it going, Dak. Let's go. 3 touchdowns. Let's get the long shot, and let's cash all these tickets. So have a good one, guys. Best of luck again. Make sure you follow in over on Twitter and over here on YouTube. Have the notification bell on, because we're going to try. We'll figure something out. We always do. I just know Friday is not going to work, I don't think, for either one of us. So we'll have to figure out a way to get creative. So have a good one, guys. Best of luck, and we will talk to you guys soon.